Fundamental truth. The first fundamental truth, we are something called alive, and will continue to be so until we become something called dead. When we become dead, our bodies decompose. We also become useless to those around us, unless those around us are practicing cannibals. The only dependable things about being alive are that, 1, someday we will be dead, and 2, we have several basic needs that must be satisfied or will be dead sooner. This brings us to the first basic need: metabolizable hydrocarbons, food, on a regular basis. We must eat to continue being alive. Nobody has ever gone without food for more than 45 average periods between natural light and darkness at mid-latitudes and continued being alive. There is a large database attesting to that fact. It is therefore a basic human need to eat. Our bodies are made up of mostly water. A lot of it tends to escape in the rigors of day-to-day life. It must be replenished periodically, or we dry up and blow away. Therefore, it is a basic need to consume water. Being alive seems to require a temperature continuum roughly inside the 3 stages of water. Therefore, it is important to maintain an ambient temperature within those bounds. If the ambient temperature goes below the melting point of the solid state and remains there long enough to bring the internal temperature close to the melting point or below it, life cannot be sustained, and one becomes dead. After this happens, as long as the temperature remains below that temperature, the body does not decompose. When the temperature exceeds the melting point of solid water, decomposition starts, and one becomes unpleasant to be around. The third basic human need is not to be frozen. To avoid this unpleasantness, one can insulate one's body and one's environment and maintain a habitable temperature. This is done in a couple of ways. To insulate one's body, one can wrap oneself in the skins of other animals or the woven fibers of plants or combinations of the two. This is called clothing. When one has no personal insulation, it is called naked. If one is naked in cold temperatures for extended periods of time, one becomes dead. Environmental insulation makes it possible to be naked in cold places for extended periods of time to do the things that one cannot do when one is fully insulated. With the addition of rapidly oxidizing hydrocarbons, the environment can be kept even warmer. This is called shelter. Shelter makes it possible to store food to protect it from the weather and foraging animals and small plants. Some foods should not be frozen as they will lose their food value when they are thawed. Constant wetness does not do the body or one's food any good at all. In warm temperatures, moisture fosters the growth of unwanted small plants and animals. If the temperature is cold, it dissipates body heat. Therefore, shelter also must be somewhat dry. If the environment achieves the kindling temperature of any material in its composition, it too will rapidly oxidize. Rapid oxidation is called fire. The body, too, is capable of oxidation because of its hydrocarbon composition. It is therefore a basic human need not to be set on fire. This is